Are you being confused between the two decisions to take? That is, one thing is there for that you want to do something, and there is the other thing that you should do, and there is always a tension between these two thoughts. Like there is two streams of the thoughts that are going on, and you cannot decide between the two, and you're juggling in that, and you're getting confused in that. And what happens basically is that you are not efficient in any of those, and that is a sad part. So in order to get that decision clarity, I have got of the three ways. And before starting out that, let me just clear this one thing out, is that whenever you're just trying to suppress one idea in the mind of yours, then what happens is that you are suppressing this one and you are trying to do the other thing, and at the same time your mind is running in both the sides, and so the two major leads of the thoughts are going to control you, and there will be a kind of a tug of war inside of you, and you will feel like you are being stretched in both the sides, and you are not being efficient in any of those, because your creativity gets blocked. And creativity gets blocked whenever we are confused, when we are not open, when we are not free and not flowing in the creative manner, right? So yeah, that is the decision that you need to take it right now, that you want to do it or not, you should do it or not. So should ones are always like the jobs and the things that you're doing to earn up the money, making living from that, and everything that you're doing on that should part comes, and just another one is that you want to do something, right? So for each and everyone, it's a kind of the personal thing, that you want to do something, your creativity urge is there, or you want to try out something new, and there could be a lot of different things that you are thinking about, and you are not able to come to clarity that you should, how you are going to do that, right? So one thing is for definitely clear, the more you try to suppress this one idea, the more loss you are going to bear about your time, the more loss you are going to bear about your creativity, about your expressions. So it's better to sort this out as soon as possible and get onto a some decision, at least decide some of the things that is there. So let's get on to this. So the first thing that I just want to say is that I always agree with writing part. So whenever I just feel like I just can't decide onto something, I just get on to writing part. So writing is always going to give you some kind of a clarity and introspect yourself, and similarly you can get yourself clear on most of the things, like you can ask yourself different questions on that one thing, and also you will have a lot of the thoughts about it that will get on the paper and give you the clarity that whether you are going on the right direction or not, give you the things that are needed and every sort of that thing. So yeah, writing is a good way. So that is the first one thing that you can do, is writing, and then deciding on that, you will see through yourself clearly much more, and you will be able to decide much more better way. The second thing is that take up the actions as fast as you can. Now, this might seem like a hard task to do, but yes, nobody has a regret about doing something, right? So, if you are trying out something, if you are taking up the action, then you are definitely not going to regret it anytime. And I have never seen anybody saying that I must not have tried that. So, yes, you cannot say to yourself that this was not worth it trying. So, whenever you are just taking up the action, it gets much more clearer on the other side, that what are the real things and what are the things that are working, what are the things that to improve, and everything that you need to know about it will get sorted out. And that is the second way. So you can take up the action and figure it out. Okay, so many of you who will be thinking about not taking up the action, so here's the thing, you are not being afraid of taking up that action, because of the fear of the failure or being failed in front of the people, you are being afraid by the embarrassment that you will feel. So here is a quick tip for that. The quicker you get embarrassed, the more time you will have to learn that how you can become better at this. So that is the one way of that. The next thing is that if you're not taking up the action, if you're not writing them down, then the third thing comes here is that you can take up the paper and divide it into the two sections. So let us just take up the thing. And so here in the two columns you need to write your two different things that you're thinking about majorly. So there comes your task 1 that you are not able to decide, the task 2 that is there. So yeah, these are the two things, and now we just need to understand the reason first of all why you want to do this, why you should do this. So firstly, we just need to answer ourselves why. So this why question must be asked in both of the sides. Okay, so in this case, the why needs not to be that much fancy. Like the society is telling you whatever the why reasons you are having must be so much powerful. You must do that, this, and okay, let it be, let that be. Here we are just only deciding out, and your why should mean to you clearly why you are doing it. The real reason behind it, you must be real with yourself. You cannot have a fake version of yourself and then decide over all of those things. So be real to yourself and write down the things that really means to you. That could be your to earn up a living, that could be to something doing for making up the money for yourself or creating up the good lifestyle, whatever the thing it is. Why is your real why is meaningful to you, right? You must be satisfied that it doesn't matter who else cares about that or not, right? So that is your why. Now the next thing after this comes is that you must know what is it about. So if it is about the past, if it is about the present, or if it is about the future. So you must know about exactly what is it about. So if you are thinking to do this task in the future, then you must know that this one is about the future. So tick mark on that. And if this task is about doing something in the present moment, then you must right there that this is for the present moment. Now here comes our clarity that okay, this is some sort of about the future and it is about the present. So which is the most important one? Obviously the thing which is about the present has more importance right now. So you can have a clear priority that this is very much important and this is less important. You are just thinking about that, right? But it's still considerable. Okay, the next part is that the current feeling, whatever the current feeling you are having about that decision. Now, why is that so important? The current feeling that we are having about some decision is that sometimes it's associated with negativity, sometimes it's associated with positivity. Now, how we are going to determine it? And so if it is about the future, then there might be a possibility that you are thinking it from a fear perspective, or it could be because of like others are doing it, that's why I also should do it. And that could be the another reason because of the comparison you are doing, or another reason could be like anything, like your anxiety, your judgment, your jealousy, or whatever the case, the negative things could also be the reason and could also be the current feeling of what you're feeling right now. So this decides the most of it. So if the current feeling of this work, this task is negative, then it's definitely a no. A clear no is there if it is coming out of any sort of the negative emotion. So Now some of you might be confused that if you are jealous of someone and you are just trying to do something, this is a great reason why most of the people are doing a lot of the things, right? So I would just clear this. Yes, you think that you are deserving and you think that you can also do that, you are also having that capacity, and that's why you are feeling of the jealous, right? But still, this jealousy must not be accompanied to lay the foundation of the task that you are going to do. The future work that you are going to do must not be started out with something negative, right? So you must not start something with some jealousy kind of the thing. It must start with a great feeling. It must start with a good feeling, a positive one, right? So creation does not needs to be in the association with the negativity. So I just think that it's a clear sign of saying no to yourself, and jealousy is also a way of comparison to yourself with others, and it's a kind of that similar thing. So it's a clear no if that comes in your mind. The similar thing you need to do about the task too also, that is about the present. Okay, so the next part is that if this current feeling is positive, then what happens? So if this one is the positive feeling, right, you are just feeling like a creativity to do it, or you are just happy, like you're not in that zone where you are having that sense of the negativity. So you are just positive, creative, and you're just feeling like you can do it or something like that. Then what happens is basically we can go ahead with this because it's positive, it's future based, yet it's less important, but yes, it's a good one, it's a good sign. The next thing similarly you can do about the task too also. Here also write about your current feeling, and you can decide that this what is your current feeling of this work that needs to be done in the present moment. And this current feeling will tell you each and everything that you are trying to think about. Okay, so if you are feeling like relaxed or calm here, then it's a good sign. So let's go ahead. The next thing is that this is the very crucial part that I ask to myself the most of the time whenever I need to do something, and if this says yes or no, it clearly depends on that. So yes, this is the major part. So now in this one you just have to ask yourself that if I am desperate about this work. So if you are desperate about something, it's not going to work. It's connected with the desires, it's connected with the outcome that you're thinking about, and it's not going to work. So it's a clear no to say to yourself if you are desperate about it. If you are not desperate about it, if you're normal, like in your sense, and you're just cool, relaxed, and happy with it, and not thinking about that much of the outcomes or the results, then you can do that. So if you're desperate, then the answer is no. And similar is the case for here also. If you are desperate for this, it's a clear no. So it's a good way to decide. And if you are not desperate, then you can go ahead and ask yourself the last question, that what action do I need to take? Now this is the last question that you can clarify with yourself, that what action do I need to take, and this will tell you all of those actions that you can take in the present moment, even though this was the thought about the future, right? So this was thought about the future, but still you are now bringing it to the present moment. And this is a great way. You can just write out 2 steps that you can take right now in the present moment. And similarly for this also, if you are not desperate, then you can, same question you can ask for this, that you can, what actions can I take in this moment. And Whatever the steps are there, just write them down in here and just go ahead and do that. This is the best way to sort out the decisions that you are not able to make, and I guess that it will help you clarify all of those things. And if possibly there might be the situations there that where someone will think that, okay, it was not about even about the future, it was not about the present, and if it's about the past, then my dear, this is the least important thing that you can care about, because it's already been done in the past. It's nothing to do with your present, and it's not the thing to worry about. So you can just let it go, write it down and vent it out if something is worrying you or making you feel anxious or frustrated, whatever the thing it is. But yes, that is the way how you will feel relaxed and you can take up the decisions, right? So decision is basically about most about the future, present, right? So yeah, if it is about the past, there could another possibility that if you are worried about this past and this past is a recent past, right? So if you are having up that recent one thing, so that is connected, that will give you the outcome in right now present moment. And if you are worried about that, then also I'm going to tell you that you must surrender that, let it go, and take a few deep breaths, do some exercise and relax yourself. The things that has been done in the past cannot be changed, and you must surrender it to whatever is going to happen. And just if you want to vent it out, do it on the paper, write them down. Okay, so I hope that this gives you the clear idea of deciding whether you want to do it or not, whether you should go in this path or not, and what actions should you take and in the present moment right for that. So yeah, I hope that this video helps. So if this video helps, do like, share and subscribe to the channel, and we will meet in the next video. See ya and bye.